Hello students, myself Dr. Hari Prasad Paikrao, Assistant Professor, Department of Forensic Biology, Government Institute of Forensic Science, Nagpur. So as we have discussed in the earlier introduction video about this unit Forensic Serology, today we are going to start with one topic in your syllabus, that is serogenetic markers. So these serogenetic markers basically are serology and genetic, which means it those factors which are involved in serology, that are study of blood or other body fluids, blood serum or other body fluids, and determined by genetic factors like DNA or gene, and such factors can be utilized for as a marker for individualization in forensic science, can be termed as serogenetic markers. Now actually what are these serogenetic markers, that we will see. So these serogenetic markers are first of all blood group antigens. So blood group antigens are actually surface markers on the red blood cell membrane. So you know that on the red blood cell, that is RBC, the cell membrane is there. In the cell membrane there are certain proteins or carbohydrates or lipids attached with it, which are acting as a surface markers. So those are known as blood group antigens. So earlier in 1900s, before the 1900s, it was thought that all the blood of humans and animals are supposed to be same. So actually it was a misunderstanding which led to different fatal transfusions of animal blood into humans and hazardous transfusions of blood between people. So when it came to know that human blood is not the same, people belong to different blood groups depending upon the surface markers found on the red blood cell. So those surface markers are actually blood group antigens. Now, before going to get into the details of what are these blood group antigens, first of all we should know about antigens. So as you know, antigens are any foreign substance which can evoke the immune system is known as antigen. For example, the bacterial cell wall or any other viral particle which triggers severe and immediate attack by our neutrophils or evoke of our immune response is known as antigens. But now there are classification of this antigen as self and non-self antigens. Now self antigens are those which are already present in our body. For example, blood group antigens which are present on the RBC membrane, and non-self antigens are those which are foreign to our body, for example any other bacteria. So in this way we can say that our body is able to differentiate between self and non-self antigens. So the membrane of each RBC contains millions of such self antigens which are being ignored by our immune system, because if it is been recognized by our immune system as an antigen or as a non-self antigen, then there will be a problem of evoking an immune response by our own immune system. So in some cases, for example, patient which receive blood transfusions, their immune system will attack any donor red blood cells which are not compatible with the red blood antigens. So after going through the blood group antigens, we will see what is the nature of these blood group antigens or RBC antigens. So blood group antigens are either sugars or they are proteins, and they are attached on the RBC cell membrane. For example, ABO blood group system, ABO blood group antigens are sugars. So these sugars are produced by series of reactions with the help of certain enzymes which are responsible for catalysis of transfer of sugar units, and these enzymes are determined by the genes which are present in the DNA of a particular person, which will determine or decide which sugar unit is going to attach at the red blood cell membrane. For example, in this image, which has been adapted from a book by Laura Dean, that the book name is Blood Groups and Red Cell Antigens. Here you can see this whole thing here is nothing but the RBC membrane, which is a lipid bilayer. On that lipid bilayer, you can see that there is a lipid bilayer. There are certain regions which are attached to the phospholipid layer. For example, in case with ABO blood group system and HH blood group system, here you can see that there is a gray colored or bluish colored part which is nothing but a carbohydrate or a sugar. In other cases, if you'll find that RH blood group, which is, we can say, RH rhesus factor, RH positive and RH negative, in that case the cell membrane is having a transmembrane protein, which is having N-terminal end and a C-terminal end, which means it is a chain of amino acid, and then it sometimes attached with sugars also. So this is the way that either the blood group antigen will be sugar or a protein. So in ABO blood group system it is sugar, and in RH blood group system it is protein. So the RH blood group protein is being determined by a particular gene known as RHD gene, which encodes the D antigen, which is responsible for large protein on the red blood cell membrane. So those people who are having the gene will code for the enzyme and will have this protein on the cell membrane, or else if the person is not having the gene, it means he or she does not have this RH protein in their RBCs. So we can call it as a RH positive and RH negative respectively. So hopefully you got this concept of RBC antigens or serogenetic markers, and as you can see there are different other blood groups based on different types of proteins like MNS, KALE, KID, Duffy. So we are able to determine or individualize the people or persons based on different blood group antigens attached to the RBCs, which are nothing but the serogenetic markers.